Welcome to our hymn, where I want to buy 55 cows. Happened 4 hours ago. Woke up at 2 due to stress, so went to Reddit to vent. A little over a month ago, bought 3 steers from a website using a credit card which has no spending limit. That was fuck up numero uno. Last night, I went to buy 5 more. Who buys cows at night? I know, unaware. Said credit card's info was saved for convenience on the website. So instead of using the plus button to add number of steers from 1 to 5, I opted for manually punching in 55, fuck up number 2, and hastily scrolled down to hit checkout. Oh, I was doing this on my phone. BW. In hindsight, you would think they should add some sort of review order or confirmation step before pay now. So you can imagine how shocked I was when the next thing popped up was, "Thank you for your order," and card was charged $110,000 for 55 steers ordered. Almost instantly got an email from Amex saying they approved my transaction, but I have to make payments soon to enjoy uninterrupted use of my card, which I wish it was interrupted 1 minute prior. Now, I just have to wait until morning to call the company and try to cancel the transaction. The case of the caffeine conundrum, my ultimate petty revenge on the office coffee thief. Hey, fellow Redditors, gather around and let me regale you with the tale of my triumph over an office coffee thief. Strap in, folks, because this is one petty revenge story you won't want to miss. Picture this: a seemingly normal workplace, complete with the typical blend of water cooler gossip, stapler wars, and the eternal struggle for control over the office thermostat. But lurking among us was a shadowy figure, the coffee thief. Dun dun dun. And now, I'd consider myself a peaceful coffee lover. My mornings depend on that sweet elixir to keep me sane and, let's be honest, avoid turning into a full-blown office monster. But this sneaky bandit had been stealing my coffee beans, leaving me stranded in the wasteland of decaf despair. Enough was enough. It was time to concoct my revenge, and I had just the plan. I dusted off my chemistry skills, thank you, high school, and decided to create a potion so diabolically petty that even Shakespeare would be impressed. I spent countless nights experimenting with various substances and concoctions. My kitchen turned into a mad scientist's laboratory, and my cat gave me judgmental stares from atop the fridge. But after several hilarious mishaps involving exploding coffee mugs and foam-filled mishaps, I finally stumbled upon my masterpiece, the Bewitched Brew. This magical blend was an amalgamation of habanero pepper, wasabi, and a dash of jalapeno extract. Oh yes, it was going to be spicy. I carefully prepared my trap, blending the fiery elixir into a seemingly innocent bag of my freshly ground coffee beans. The coffee thief was in for a rude awakening. The next morning, the office buzzed with anticipation as I left my precious bait in the communal kitchen. I made sure to sprinkle some innocent glitter on the counter, just for added flair. As I sat at my desk, I couldn't help but giggle like a mischievous squirrel. Sure enough, moments later, I heard a shriek from the kitchen. It was the coffee thief, falling victim to my vengeful concoction. The poor soul had unwittingly brewed a cup of lava and taken a gulp straight from the devil's mug. The coughing, the wheezing, the dramatic gasping for breath, it was music to my ears. The best part? The coffee thief never knew who was behind the devilish brew. They had only themselves to blame. It was the perfect blend of petty and anonymous revenge, just the way I like it. From that day forward, the office coffee supply escuplisplispulk remained untouched. The coffee thief had learned their lesson, and I basked in the satisfaction of a victory well earned. Plus, the entire office became mysteriously obsessed with the glitter I had left behind. Who knew a little sparkle could brighten everyone's day? So, our Redditors, let this tale of triumph inspire you. Don't let the coffee thieves of the world get away with their caffeinated crimes. Get creative. Embrace your inner mad scientist, and remember that sometimes the most satisfying victories are the pettiest ones. Disclaimer: the author of this post does not condone the use of spicy substances or glitter as a means of revenge. This story is purely for entertainment purposes. If you find yourself in a similar situation, please consider resolving conflicts through open communication and the responsible use of passive-aggressive sticky notes. Aida for yelling at my mom with F-word. English is not my native language, so bear with me please. I 30F never had an ordinary MD relationship with my mom 53F. While my brother and I was children, she didn't prepare us food. We scared to wake her up, so my dad 60M came work to prepare food. After they divorce, everything got much worse. Every time where me and mom were together more than 48 hours resulted in us argue. She decided to move to another city with her BF. My brother told me about this decision. My mother didn't even need to tell me this on person. My G-mothers requested. I spoke to my mother, along with my aunt and my mother's BFF, who is a really mom to me. My mother is a teacher, so she has salary, her own house. Her BF on the other hand has nothing. They opened a store together, then moved the store few times in the city, open another one, close it, then open another one in different city. I honestly don't know how many stores they open, close, and move. They bought a car for business, but only my mom paid. But she never uses. Her BF used it. Then they sold the car to open a cafe in another city. Like I said, the man has no income, so everything made with my mother's money and salary. Now she is, and a lot of debt. I am afraid that in the end she is gonna lost her retirement bonus and her house. But she was always like that, preferring to do something for other people instead of doing something for her children. She doesn't have a problem buying a car and giving it to her BF. But she avoids buying a car now just because my brother can drives it. I told her about my concerns. I said, I don't want anything from you. I want you to live your life, travel, spend your money on yourselves. But earn the life that you live is not yours. It's your BF's life. This is not the first time that find a man like this. Her ex-husband similar to her new BF. And the time that she married with the man was the hell for me and my brother. I told her that he accepted that your second marriage was a mistake. Why do you make another one? It's the same pattern. Her answer to this was yes, it was a mistake. But I told you not to talk with him. I'll solve it. I said, how was it possible for me to not to talk with the man you put me in the same house with? Then she said that she was protecting me and that I was making it difficult. I said, no, you didn't. You should have protected me, but you didn't. Then she told, if you hadn't come and told me that your dad got married with great pleasure, I wouldn't have married either. This was the last straw for me, and I yelled, F. You. F. My dad's second wife. F. Your motherhood. And started to cry. My aunt calmed me down. I was 13 when both of my parents got their second marriages. I told about my dad's marriage normal way. Not enjoy it, because it was new information for me as well. She knew her second husband before, and they broke up when I was 10. Because of his actions. Wibta, if I tell my friend to postpone on having her first kid. My friend 30F got married 2 years ago to her long-term boyfriend 33M. She told me yesterday that they're planning to get pregnant before the end of this year. I didn't say anything much, but I'm very concerned for her and the potential baby. Her husband has some problems. He's not a bad person, but there are things I find to be quite alarming. The guy cannot hold a job. He's not agreeable, stubborn, and the biggest problem is that he has very low tolerance for inconveniences and hardships. At every job, he always has a reason to resign. It's too demanding, or he has to travel too much, or he has to work nighttime, or his colleagues and managers are dumbasses that don't appreciate him. In the last job, he woke up one day and decided he didn't like it. So instead of driving to work, he drove to a coffee place and enjoyed himself there. Essentially just quit the job. No notice. Didn't even care about getting the paycheck for the days he worked. It took him 8 years to graduate uni because he dropped out 2 times due to the major wasn't right. He's so proud of being quick-witted. He thought he could be a good salesperson. So he tried to be a real estate agent thinking he would make good money. But well, he wasn't smart or persistent enough to keep up with the customers and the market. Hence, he quit after 4 months due to not making enough money. The guy also complains about the pay isn't good enough. He's not expecting above minimum wage. He's expecting senior level paychecks, but only want to put in minimal effort. So a year ago, he got himself into debt trying to invest in some shady stocks that he heard was promising. My friend ended up paying it from her own savings. After that, he was out of work for months, getting some income doing miscellaneous work for his friends. He tried to apply to a lot of companies in various industries, but none invited him to an interview. My friend had to ask me for help since I know a lot of HR people. One of them accepted him for her admin position with an above market pay. But not long ago when I was over for dinner, I heard him complained about how difficult her manager is. And knowing her, I can guarantee that even though she has high expectations for her employees, she treats them very well and very generous to them. He has only been there for 3 months, but I'm afraid he may quit again. That's why I want to tell my friend to postpone her plan of getting pregnant. I think she should wait until he settles in the new job and make sure he can hold it down. She will need a lot of support when she's pregnant and after the baby is born. They are paying mortgage too. It's gonna be too much on her if he ends up jobless again. However, do you think I'll be in awe saying that to her? I'm worried about her. I don't want my friend regret her decision, but at the same time, it's not my business. I don't think it's my place to have a say.